Marvel. I think let's talk about Agatha at first, and then we'll move into Penguin after.
And talk about an actual character that was literally a side character that didn't need to be given its own role in a show about itself, even though it had a decent moment here and there, which was actually like it was so it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, you're trying to make a character likable and you're trying to make me understand who this character is and why we need to care about this character. So then why do you make it so that I absolutely hate the fucking conversations that happened between all of the like, and this, and sorry if this sounds sexist or misogynist. Why are all the women mad at each other? Why are all the women fighting? Why can't you get along? Like, what is this shit? Like, it's so annoying. Remember Deadpool and Wolverine? Wolverine fucking hated Deadpool, but Deadpool like wanted Wolverine to hang out with him. Like it was this magical feeling of like, dude, I just need your help. I don't want my world to get destroyed.
Yeah.
Listen. It's this moment of like, I really wanted to actually care about these different characters. Like I gave Agatha a chance when it started. But when she started getting really snippy with everyone in the show, and I know it was based upon like a TV that they were like trying to portray, which I was like, that's some tongue-in-cheek shit that you really shouldn't regurgitate. It wasn't that great in WandaVision. Don't do it again, please. It was this moment of like, she's an asshole to everyone, and then she needs their help. Go fuck yourself. Like, get out of here.
I feel like Agatha is a bitch. Like she's
a total bitch.
Yeah. I'll go as far as say, because I know this might be a controversial word for some people to hear, but she's a cunt. Like she is. Like I don't like that's a very common word here where I'm from. That might shock a few people, so I'm sorry if I've offended you. But genuinely, I get the feeling that she is a cunt. Like that's just the way that the character comes across, and I actually think that Catherine Hahn actually plays her very well. I'm gonna say I was actually quite shocked at how much I enjoyed the show, because I went in like zero expectations. I was expecting like another Acolyte, like 3 out of 10 show, just not caring, just being there watching it to have to talk about it here. That's the only reason why I was watching it and why I threw it on in the first place. And the show opens up and we've got like her trapped in the dream and she's inside like a murder investigation show. And I'm like, this is cool. I'm like, I like this. And I remember turning to my girlfriend and saying, I kind of get the feeling that this might be the best part of the show. And I hope I'm wrong, but I get the feeling that once she snaps out of the dream, it's going to get real cheesy and Sabrina the Teenage Witch style fucking shit. Like, and it's going to just not be for me. But I was actually quite surprised. I was quite surprised. Like the first 2 episodes are done. I would give them maybe a kind of 6.5. Like I actually thought it was pretty good.
Until their attitudes change, I'm giving it a fucking 4.
Yeah.
It is like just mediocre. It is not fun. I am not like I had good moments, but it just never sat right with me every time, every single fucking time 2 people talked, they would get snippy with each other. Like they couldn't fucking relate to anything whatsoever.
Yeah.
I get it. Fuck you, Agatha. I'm not part of that covenant anymore. I don't want to be able to, like, it's like, okay, I get that. But it's like, do you really have to make all of them that? Do you really have to make all of them like against the idea of trying to get together? Do you really have to do like the tropey shit of like making a kooky character, someone who like is wacky as shit, someone who's fucking ditzy, someone who's like just like kind of within herself, but she's also pretty like petty about things. And then you have another fucking Agatha. You literally have that lady who was like snippy back and forth with Agatha and not giving a shit about the guy, which honestly I think is the most feminist thing to do, which is like shitting on that guy. All he did was be like, yeah, he's like, yeah. I'm a fan. I really love you. Get the fuck away from me. Fuck you. Get the fuck, like, it's like, that's how it felt. Like, it's like, let me love you. Let me fucking love you, man.
My guess, and I hope I'm right in what I'm saying, what I'm going to say here, but well, my hope as well for the show is, we kind of know a little bit about. Again, I've never read Agatha. I don't know any of her backstory. I'm just going on what I've seen so far, and my guess is that she's burned a lot of bridges over the years. She's been alive for like 400 years or something. She got the dark hold. She became like the queen of the witches and basically just said fuck you to everybody else and went off on her own, started doing all her own dark magic and became the most powerful witch until Wanda came along. Then Wanda kind of strips her of her powers, leaves her in Westview, and all these other witches that she's going back to now. Although my understanding of watching it was that she didn't really know any of them except for the girl who's like against her or whatever. The two of them feel like they have a history. I can't think of the actress's name. She's the other big actress in the show. What's her name? Aubrey or
Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah. So Aubrey Plaza's character, I feel like the two of them have a history from maybe a couple of 100 years ago. I presume we're going to get a flashback episode and see what the story with all that is. But the rest of them, I feel like they don't really know each other. I think Agatha doesn't know them, but they maybe know who she is, and maybe they're just kind of being a bitch towards her because of what she's done in the past.
Because of reasons. Like
yeah,
that's
so
all it's
explained.
going to turn into is because of reasons. No, we're going to get an explanation in an episode that we're not going to care about. It's gonna be the worst thing like possible, dude. Like I really do. Like I'm not trying to shit. I really am not trying to shit on it. It shat on me.
Yeah.
It literally gave me the middle finger. It shat on me, told me it was raining and that there was a parade going on in the shit storm. Also, I just wanted to give you a note. That character that Aubrey Plaza plays is actually supposed to be a man from the comics.
Interesting.
So they gender bent it for the sake, and I don't know if this was real or not. I don't know. We'd have to look up some sources and make sure things are factual. But I saw something about it, like an article or something that Aubrey Plaza also said that it was going to be one of the gayest shows. Which I was like, why do you do this?
I know, bro. I didn't want to bring that up, but basically, I saw that on Twitter. She did an interview at the premiere or something. And again, Variety, who are the same people who had that original interview about the Acolyte, came out and said like, "Oh, it's the gayest thing that Marvel's ever done" or something. I'm like, what has that got to do with anything? Like,
exactly.
I hate it. Look, they're just again just try to put stuff at the forefront of the show to try and put asses in seats. And do they not realize that doing that has the opposite effect? Like, I understand that everybody needs representation, and I would never not want representation for anybody, right? But at the same time, like, you can't shove that representation in every single person's face when they probably represent 10% of the audience altogether. Like, let's be real, right? It's probably about 10% of the entire audience, but they're shoveling it in everybody's face as if it's the most important thing. And the only important thing about the show is that it's the gayest thing on Disney Plus or whatever the fuck they're trying to say. And it's like, you're having the opposite effect because, again, a comment like that would never offend me. I laugh at it because they think it's important to market it, but it doesn't offend me. It probably offends some people. There's probably some very crazy fucking religious people out there that it's completely against their religion for them to even think about gay people. And like, you're instantly cutting people like that off from watching the show altogether. You know what I mean? Like, people in certain religions, like, it's a massive no-no. Like, you're not allowed to watch it. They probably won't be allowed, even after saying that, they probably won't be allowed to show it in some countries. And it's like, why are you doing, like, put it in the show, let people make their own interpretations of it, and let them go off with it from there. Like, I just don't see the reason why you have to put it out there officially. It's like, people can fucking put two and two together themselves. You know what I mean? You don't need to say it. Just put it out there and let the fucking content do the talking. I just think it's so stupid, bro. Like, it really annoys me to the fact that they have to just keep fucking throwing it in people's faces. And then, look, I hate Twitter at the moment because it's just like, it's full of this shit where it's just people arguing left and right about this show and about other shows and about the Acolyte and everything. Like, I'm genuinely not going to go on the For You part of Twitter anymore because it annoys me too much. All these people trying to compare this show to the rest of the MCU because, like, people are all up in arms that Catherine Hahn was naked in the show, and It's like, who the fuck cares? Like, it doesn't, like, I never even thought about it. I thought it was a bit weird that they showed her ass, just for the simple fact that it's the first time it's happened on Disney Plus, I think, in a show. So I was like, whoa, I can't believe they actually showed it. Now, I don't care that they showed it. I was just a little shocked that they actually made that decision to show it. I don't care that it's there. But I was just like, oh, that did kind of shock me a little bit that it was actually there. But then, like,
Right.
people are trying to break it down and say, like, oh, well, there was a kid in the background and the kid's shocked to see a naked woman and all this stuff. And it's like, it's like they're showing naked women around children and stuff. It's like, you're going a bit too deep, bro. You're digging there. Like,
Yeah.
you're reaching pretty hard. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and then people are trying to argue that it's, well, like, you've got Hulk naked and you've got fucking Thor naked, and like, there's loads of people naked in the MCU.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's
And then
it's a
people are,
natural thing. Like
yeah,
she popped up naked. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, and yeah, like you don't have to show the butt, but like that was, in my opinion, a good move because it.
she's you got to remember as well, she's a comedic actress
Yeah,
to begin with. So for her and for all of them who made the show, they probably thought it was hilarious. Like, she's walking
yeah,
back and her arse is jiggling and all. So, like, for all of them, they probably did it originally for comedic purposes, but everybody's just going way too far with it now. Like, they're just like,
yeah,
yeah, I don't
because
know,
like
they're clutching onto straws here. It's
right, and I
ridiculous.
agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
and showing a butt is like for like laughs and shock value. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe she did that. And it's like it's supposed to be tongue in cheek. It's supposed to be a funny situation, you know.
This comment here is fake news, by the way. I did not say this.
You always wanted to.
I have to put that out there. It's fake news. Yeah, look, I don't look, man. I don't know. There's so much division right now in the fan base, and I thought it was only Star Wars, and now this week I'm seeing all this shit with Marvel. I fucking hate it. I really do. Like, it's like, let's just sit down and watch this shit. Stop bringing in all this stupid stuff into it when half of it isn't even really there.
Right.
Half of it's made up, half it's just extremely, like, dramatized. But I look at, man, let's just watch the fucking show. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
If it's
I agree.
good, great. If it's not, who cares? Move on. I think this is one of the last shows. Maybe this and Ironheart are probably the two last shows that are going to be the kind of, yeah, who cares? Like, we'll watch it, but we'll probably never watch it again. Let's just move on to the next thing.
See, and that's the sad thing, man, is like
Yeah.
I truly want to care. Like, but when I heard that they were like, oh, we're gonna do an Agatha show, it's like, why? We saw her like for a fucking minute in like episodes 8, 9, and 10, I think, or 8 or 9 and 10. I can't remember. Like, we got the reveal and we're like, oh, that was Agatha. It's like, how do you like I get it. I get it for the most part, because when you do see comics in the long run of comics, when you see that a new character has popped up, eventually they will have their own comic series. As far as I remember, I don't recall too many comics based on Agatha. I'm pretty sure they have a couple. I know
Mm.
that's one of her stories is that she attempted to become Sorcerer Supreme at one point. Um, and that would have been cool. That would have been really cool to kind of dive into. We already have Doctor Strange. Why
Mhm.
not make that a thing?
Yeah.
Like, why not make a story up about that? Like, why not, give us something that's akin to what the comics are? Because you're so ingrained and want to say that you're in the 616 universe, which you've already shot yourself in the foot about, because saying that you're in the 616 is essentially saying I'm in the comic universe.
Yeah.
And it's such a fucking punch in the nuts for me personally.
Mhm.
And I don't know if anybody else feels the same way, but I like the fact that they use different aspects of 616 and 1610. To me, it just sounds like they should have just merged them together and made like Earth 1717, like, something akin
Yeah.
to like both worlds put together, and
Mhm.
that's the movie verse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
I
the
agree. I agree. I I I'll put my hands up. I'm not really a massive Marvel reader. I'm reading more Marvel now just because of some stuff that's coming out that I really want to read. But I never read a lot of the old stuff, and I wouldn't have known that the comic universe was 616 before maybe you even mentioned it originally. Whenever you did, like, because I know we've been talking about this for a long time now. But yeah, I'm not a big Marvel comics reader. Um, I just think like they probably should have made it its own thing, so that they would have the more of a freedom to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
To be honest, I haven't really heard many other people talking about these points that you're making. So I don't know how many diehard Marvel comic readers I have interactions with. I'm presumed there's probably plenty of channels out there that go deep into this shit and have the same feelings as yourself. But
Mhm.
you're the only person that I know that talks about this stuff as passionately as you do, and I'm all for it. I love it, but um, I'm just surprised I don't hear it more if it is as true as you say it is. Um, but look, like Griff in the chat says that Agatha never had her own run. I never heard of her before
There you
WandaVision.
go.
Never heard of her ever. Um, so for me, she's a brand new character in my head. And did she need her own show? Absolutely not. If she was to show up somewhere along the line, or maybe if they did a Scarlet Witch movie and she showed up there, that would have been me satisfied with the character.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect in my opinion. Am I happy for Catherine Hahn to have her own show? Yeah, cool, great. Like happy for her. It's a good start. First two episodes have been pretty good. I'm quite shocked at how much I've enjoyed them. I was, as I said, fully expecting a 3 out of 10. It's doubled my expectation, so I think it's off to a good start. Can it hold that 6 out of 10 for me? I really don't think so. But again, I'm not going to judge it before I see it. Obviously, I'll go in there every week, and I think from a marketing standpoint, I think they have the final 2 episodes shown on Halloween night, which I think is absolutely fucking genius. With the kind of show that it is, all about Salem
Hmm.
and witches and stuff like that. I think winner, like well done to the guys for getting it in the schedule at the right time to be able to show the finale on Halloween night. I think that'll be really good. I can already see myself, you know, after the kids go to bed, after we take them out trick or treating and stuff like that. Uh, Myself and the missus will sit down and probably watch the finale on Halloween night. I think it'll actually work perfectly for the end of the show. I just hope it's kind of still keeping our interest by then. Otherwise, it'll be just a thing that we have to do rather than a thing that we want to do. Or I might have to watch it by myself.
So
My
you
missus,
so
like, she's happy to just cut ties with a show if she's not enjoying it. So
right.
for me, I'm like, I have to watch it. So it's just sometimes where it's like, yeah, go finish that by yourself. So
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
You just you just re-unlocked the memory that I had of why they hate her so much. It's because she literally acts like a witch from the books, like from lore, from things. Apparently she ate kids, which I'm like, I don't know if she did that in like at all in
yeah,
comics or anything. I don't know this character that well. I think it's really weird that you portray this character as literally being a book witch.
yeah.
Um,
Well, I think isn't it? She's like meant to be hundreds of years old, and she like is a Salem witch, and she killed the whole coven and took all the power. So she's probably in the witch community, maybe feared and hated for that fact. So I kind of understand that, and I'm a little interested to see where they go with some of the story, because I don't know if you picked up on it, but like when the library was on fire inside the dream and stuff, it's like that's the dark holes being destroyed across the multiverse and stuff like that. And I was like, they're
mhm.
kind of quite cleverly putting little bits in from Multiverse of Madness and stuff. And obviously seeing like Wanda's corpse and stuff, we never actually see her face, but we're to presume it's her, and then we see her name pop up. Like that stuff kind of intrigues me. Um, and I kind of think I don't know where I saw this. Somebody said this on Twitter or something, but and I think it's probably going to happen. But they had said like when they get to the end of the Witch's Road, you just know Wanda's going to be there, like or like her spirit or something will be there, or something belonging to her will be there, and them like bringing it back will like resurrect her or something like that. So I'd say. I don't know if Elizabeth Olsen's going to show up in the show. I think if she does, it'll be a big saver for the show, because like if they hear that she's actually going to be in it, it might get more people to watch it. But realistically, I would say something will happen in the story that maybe wakes Wanda up or something like that. Like that's kind of the best thing I'm hoping for. I don't think we're going to
Gotcha.
see Elizabeth Olsen, but maybe we will. I don't know.
I mean, it'd be nice.
Yeah, it'd be great.
And to be completely honest, like I do recall reading up a little bit of lore on Agatha, and that she's actually a bit of a supporting character. She like helps people, but in
Wasn't
this
she?
case,
Isn't she in one of the teams at one point in the comics? Was she like not that
uh,
she was an Avenger, but I think was she like in the
She was
Midnight
like,
Suns or something, or she was on a team, one of the teams. I can't remember which one.
well, she was just a point of interest as far as I remember. She just has knowledge of things, and you know, it's hard to say like what she actually represents because of like just as Griff said, like she doesn't have her own run, so it's like
Yeah,
it's hard to really gauge on what she truly means to like Marvel, other than having had an attempt at becoming Sorcerer Supreme, assisting. I think she's assisted Wanda and Doctor Strange at times. So
yeah.
like I don't know, just
I'm just looking at Wiki just while you're talking here because I remember hearing something about the Fantastic Four. I didn't want to say it just in case, but her first appearance is in Fantastic Four number 94, and team affiliations. She has the Witches of Salem. Obviously, we know about that. Strange
right.
Academy. She was in at some point. The Daughters of Liberty. I don't know who they are. And then partnerships. Like she has partnered up with the Fantastic Four and Scarlet Witch throughout the comics as well. So
Right.
she's been around, but yeah, as Griff said, she's never had her own run per se. Now, if this show's good, I'm sure she will get her own run. But yeah.
God, I hope not.
Ooh,
Like
part of
it's
West Coast Avengers. Interesting. The nanny of
yeah.
Franklin. That's cool. She's
So
Franklin's nanny. That's pretty
so then
funny.
so then does this mean that they're still going to try to work on doing the West Coast Avengers? Because I would very much be happy to see that. Um, I think we deserve to have another branch. We don't always have to be in New York.
Yeah,
We
I
could
agree. I agree. She taught Wanda magic in the comics, says Griff as well.
we
That's pretty cool.
yeah, yep, she did. That's what I mostly remember, and thank you, Griff, for reminding me. Um, it's just it's funny. Like they made her an asshole.
I kind of feel like they tried to tip the hat to that in the WandaVision show because I think, she maybe not so much taught Wanda, but maybe influenced or pushed Wanda to activate her magic and become the Scarlet Witch. So I kind of feel like it's because of Agatha that we have the Scarlet Witch, if that makes sense.
I swear to Christ, Finto, if the reason behind her, like Scarlet Witch coming back is because of Agatha all along, because of the fact that that shit,
Get
you
ready,
just,
bro. I feel it.
if it turns into that, I'm gonna be so mad.
I think get ready, bro. I think that's where it's
It's
going.
gonna be so annoying. I feel like, God damn it, Finto, why?
Yeah. I think it'd be kind of funny to have Agatha show up down the line as Franklin's nanny in the Fantastic Four. I think that'd be
That'd
so
be
fucking
cool.
funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be
I'd be
cool.
down
I'd
with
like
that.
that sort of shit. Because, like, us again as well, like kind of seeing Agatha through the MCU grow and you know how evil she is, then she pops in as their nanny. I just think that'd be fucking hilarious. People like, you have
We,
her? Did you not do any background checks? It's like, do you not know who this woman is?
see, and again, now you just lost me. I'm like, I'm tired of this joking shit.
Yeah.
So tired of it,
True.
man.
Is the Wonder Man show still happening? Griff's
I
talking about the
don't.
Wonder Man and Vision show. I know the Vision show is definitely happening, but I think Wonder Man got shelved, as far as I know. Maybe I'm wrong.
You know, I don't know, man. But like, what I would really love to see, because I've like seen so much of it lately, is fucking Plastic Man in the DC
Yeah,
comics.
he's so cool, dude. I love him. He's so
Like,
funny. He's so funny in the comics as well. He's such a great character.
apparently, yeah, and apparently he's like actually pretty strong
Yeah,
for that kind of character. Holy
yeah,
shit!
yeah. No, he is. He's very strong and he's real funny and he's kind of pervy as well. And he just comes across as a really funny character. And like I love anytime he shows up in a comic that I'm reading, I'm just like, this is fucking great. I love him. I think he does
Yeah,
something real pervy to Wonder Woman at some point in one of the comics I read. Like he's like a seat that she sits on or something. It's real weird. Like it's so funny though. Oh, he's a legend. He's a legend. Yeah, look, I'm excited for the next episode of Agatha. I hope it kind of stays on the path or the road that it's on right now. Pun
I'm
intended.
happy that you're happy.
I'm not happy. I'm a little surprised. I'm not happy. Obviously, I would prefer like to be watching Daredevil Born Again right
I,
now instead. But
oh God,
I think we're making the best of a bad situation here. Would be my
Pinto,
kind of official review.
I,
Best of a bad situation.
Finto, I'm just gonna give you a heads up right now. I'm gonna go back to the time frame right now, like when we're offline. I'm gonna
Yeah.
clip that moment that you said I'm not happy. I'm making that alert on my channel.
Okay. Go for
I'm
it.
not happy. I love that. It was it was such a strong I'm not happy. I was like, I
Oh no,
gotta put
no,
that in.
definitely not happy, but yeah, we're dealing with the cards we've been dealt.
Yeah. No, I get you.
um,